friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Monday, May 24th day that I actually decided to put makeup on my face. So you're welcome for not having to look at that same old... Apparently I didn't blend it very well, though. Oh, boy. Did myself a little bit of crying this morning, and I think that didn't help with the makeup situation. Touch-ups will be taking place after the show. For those of you guys who follow me on Twitter, you might know that we lost an incredible rock star today, Chris Burke, who, if you watch this show, you know, we always call him and his daughter Avery our favorite father-daughter duo. And Chris Burke last week was hit by a drunk driver and was in the ICU, and we thought that he was doing better based on his daughter Avery updating us. And I found out via Twitter from Avery this morning that Chris Burke did not make it. And so really hard day for the rock stars, and to Avery, who I believe is in here right now, as I see that she always was on her dad's Twitter and YouTube. And so I think that she is in here with us right now. She says, "It's Avery. Thank you to everyone. We love you. We love you too, Avery. And we're thinking about you all day today." We'll be talking a little bit more about that later on in the show, because actually, you know, we're going to talk about Eternals today because that trailer dropped and it was incredible. And I tried to distract people from some of the bad shit that goes on in the world. We're also going to be talking about Lindsay Lohan, but let's just start by talking about Chris and about what happened. And I only know what Avery shared with me on Twitter. I went back to Instagram. I looked at all of my DMs that I got from Chris Burke, and Chris is one of the only people that I ever, you guys know, for work, I'm not able to respond to people on DM. But he, at the time, his Instagram was private, so I couldn't write back to him. And I went back and I looked at all of our messages together, and he had sent me several videos of Avery before she was auditioning for things. She was auditioning for commercials back in the day, and then some bigger roles. And we were always exchanging just how proud he was of her, and how he wanted us on the show to tell her good luck for any of her auditions and congratulations. And so, Avery, this is horrible. And you're so young. I think, Avery, how old are you? 13 now? I know that I feel like you're forever 12 in my head, but you might be 13 or 14 now. And to lose your dad at any age is horrible. A lot of people here in this chat are members of the DPC, which is what I lovingly call the Dead Parents Club. I'm a member myself. And when you're your age, it just is fucking horrible. It's horrible. And especially when you have a dad like yours, who is kind and compassionate and loving. I know that he got married earlier this year, and that picture of you dancing with him at his wedding, and all of the auditions he took you to and prepped you for, and everything that you booked. I know that you've got something coming out in the fall, or supposed to be coming out in the fall. That still is there. And we're going to remember him here. When I said, what can we do? The one thing you said is you don't want anybody to forget about him. And we're not going to, because he is a rock star. He embodied what it was to be a rock star on this show. He brought you into this community, and one of the gifts that he has given you is this community. And we're going to be here for you, Avery. And we're really, really sorry to hear about your loss. It's a loss for all of us, but of course the biggest loss for you. So I just want you to remember how proud he is of you and everything you do. And it becomes a different kind of relationship you have when somebody's gone, but it's not no relationship. It's just different. And I'm really, really sorry. I also think that it's an important moment to take a second to think about the fact that he was killed by a drunk driver hitting him. There's much better resources than me to talk about this, but we all have to remember that each one of our actions has consequences, and our actions don't only affect ourselves. And somebody out there decided to get drunk, decided to drive their car, and then hit and killed somebody else's dad. A teenager's dad. Now that's that person's burden to live with for the rest of their life. I don't know if that person made it or not, because Avery didn't share that information, but everybody in here remember that your actions have consequences, no matter what they are, whether it is something as extreme as this or something less extreme. Every decision we make in life has the ability to not just affect ourselves, but others. And it's why we always talk about here on this show, the power of choices. And as each of us grow up, because whether you're watching this show and you're 60 or whether you're watching this show and you're 12, we're all still growing up. There's only one direction that you grow, and it's older. We have to do the best we can to remember that every choice that we make can affect somebody else's life for better or for worse. And drinking and driving is never an option. It's not an option. And I know that Ubers have been difficult to get, or that taxis are expensive, or whatever it is. Well, then if you need to get somewhere and you can't do those things, then you need to stay sober, because drinking and driving is not an option for anybody, ever. And that. We're here for you, Avery. We love you. And we're so, so sorry to hear about this and about Chris's passing. The second I saw it, it's like crazy, because I knew I wasn't going live for a couple of hours, and I messaged it to Jake, because Jake and I talk all the time, and I needed to talk to my friend, because it's just horrible to hear. And it's like, you guys are my friends, you're my community. And when one of us, we've had several people who have passed, but Chris was a really big cornerstone of this community, and we just loved him a lot. So Avery, thank you for being here. She says, thank you, Roxy. I don't know what to do without him. He was my everything. Love you guys. I think I say this a lot in life too. I think a lot of people say this. I don't know what to do. And the lucky thing, not that there's anything lucky about this situation, but the true thing, I guess, is that you don't have to know what to do. Life is going to keep moving, and you're going to keep living it. And you don't need to know what to do. You don't know what tomorrow looks like. You're going to figure that out tomorrow. I developed this expression that I always say, that's tomorrow Roxy's problem. Anytime something feels overwhelming or I don't know what to do, that's tomorrow Roxy's problem. And I don't mean that in a way of procrastination or putting off the things that you have to do, but just like when you are overwhelmed and it's too much and you lose somebody like your father and he's your whole world, what all you do is breathe. I don't mean breathe like in any kind of yoga I literally mean you just function. You wake up, you live the day, you go to sleep. And then at some point, those days are going to feel a little different and a little lighter, and then sometimes heavier. And we're going to be here. There's no one monologue that's going to make this go away or feel better, but just keep checking in with us, Avery. Keep letting us know how you're feeling. And when you feel like you don't have anybody, remember that we knew your dad, loved your dad, and are here to have your back. So I know people were sending them before, as we do on the show, but everybody please send bunnies for Avery and for Chris. May he rest in peace. Thank you guys for all being so supportive in here. I appreciate everybody who is showing up for Avery and for Chris, and continue to let us know what you need, Avery. That might change all the time, but we're here to help, and we want to get you through this because the only way out is through. Sending bunnies, Spencer, Bruce Banner, Glenn Caesar, Scott Welsh, Track Stars, John Bainbridge, Matt Link, Simply Emily, Jake Yakavetta, John Get Bent, Lauren, 123 Narnia, Cena Bigelow, Janine. Janine. Thanks, babe. Joseph Ashley, Tommy Tom E, Rob Fishbeck, Brittany Parker, Pink Sweets, Ryan Payne. Everybody showing up for Chris and for Avery. Christian Hardesty, Matthew Gold. Thank you guys for being in here. Hopefully you feel a little bit of love today, Avery, coming from us. And remember that you're not going to be okay right now. And that is what it is. And that's okay. Oh, I remember, and I think you know this, Avery, losing my mom. I was a few years older than you. My sister was right around your age. And it was different because we definitely had a lot of time to prepare. I don't know whether that makes it better or worse. That's something that I don't know. But what I will say is that no matter what you're feeling on whatever day, if it's random bursts of happiness, if it's extreme sadness, if it's confusion, if it's anger, that's the thing. And just let that be the thing. And feel that. And you're an artist and you're an actress and you're booking, which is amazing. And you're going to do everything you can to make your dad as proud as possible, and keep a journal and write it down and use it in your work. And none of that will make it pain-free. There's nothing to make it pain-free, but hopefully all those things will help you become the best, strongest, most badass, beautiful person that you can be. And that's what your dad wants for you and would want for you if he was still here. Oh, everybody else still showing up. Leonard Kim, Chris Martinez, Logan James Kinniston, Murderanta, Jackson Clissold, PLD, Shadow Dancer, Anthony Crotty, George Pruitt. Feel that love, Avery, because you got it here. All right, let's go into the super chat in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let's see what it is that you guys have to say for anybody who's ever lost somebody to drunk driving. God, it's a tough one because we just wish that as humans we could do better. And sometimes we have to strive for that. In the Streamlabs, let's see. Leonard Kim last night said, I accidentally sent you previous Streamlabs to you instead of the World Girls. You can ignore it. Got you. Will do. Logan James Kinniston after the show yesterday said, I had a taxi driver trying to blame Jewish people for the pandemic, claiming they're trying to take over and control us. I couldn't keep quiet. I called him out on his utter bullshit. So a minority of less than 5% are trying to take over. Not less than 5%. We're less than 1%. We're 0.2%. There's less than 15 million of us on the planet. What the fuck? What an anti-Semitic cunt that's here in the UK. I often get told to pick my battles, standing up and using my voice to fight for Jewish, black people, women, LGBTQA, indigenous people, Asian people, Muslim people, etc. And animal rights are battles worth picking / fighting for me. Thank you, Logan, for saying that. Yeah, the Jews get blamed for a lot, so I'm definitely used to this at this point, but we appreciate anybody standing up for us about anything. Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs says, let's go Smets and everyone fighting. Smash cancer. I stand against anti-Semitism. I stand against Asian hate. I stand against Islamophobia. I believe that Black Lives Matter. Hashtag BLM. Hashtag stop API hate. Hashtag I stand against anti-Semitism. All of these truths all the time. Thank you for that, Glenn. Glenn also says Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankinson, Jonathan Mattingly, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor, all three of them for killing Breonna Taylor. Hope today is the day. Justice for all the people who've lost their lives due to excessive force. Hashtag say their names. Hello and good afternoon, Roxy, and all your nicknames. Glad you're feeling a bit better. Sending Sunday well wishes. But Glenn, it's Monday, and this came through today. Thanks for hanging out. Peace, bunnies, hugs, and good stuff to you, Grammy and Papo. Be most excellent to yourselves and each other, RJ, rock stars, and world friends. I'll be brief, RJ, since I don't know if you read my messages from yesterday out loud, starting with Yes, I did. Proprioception is, although if not, no worries. I read those. What? Anyhow, thank you all for being a support for the past 420 days of the show. Or is today's show is day one? Is that how many shows it's been? RJ and everyone who shows up and gives their support whenever, however they can. When it gets tough, even if you're by yourself, you're not alone. That part, everyone who's battling, keep on fighting. You are a winner. You're kind. You're smart. You're unique. And showing up for people who need it and want it makes you dope as fuck. Being so unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including strangers, whether it's on the internet or not, makes you humane and worthy. Your story is important and deserves to be seen and heard. That part about not being alone, though, that's the emphasis on today's show. And that we're just going to keep hitting home because sometimes we don't get a a say in some of those other things. But finding a community, you guys all did that. You guys found this place. You guys all came here. No matter how you did it, you guys did it. And so that was the choice that you guys made, and I'm grateful for that. LK in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Talking about Eternals. I was surprised not to see Chloe Zhao's name on the Eternals trailer, but I wonder if it's due to China banning mentions of her and the huge box office implications in China for any Marvel movie. Do you think we'll see her involved in promos at all? Yeah, I definitely think we're going to see her involved. I think that her name doesn't carry that much weight yet. I know that sounds crazy, especially after the year that she's having, but I think that she's not a household name. And usually on trailers, they only make a big, well, I guess that they could have, one of the ways that they could have, I'm trying to think of other trailers with people who are not the Steven Spielbergs of the world, but have won an Oscar. I mean, I guess they could have done Oscar winner. I wonder why that is. Interesting thing to notice, LK. I didn't even notice till you said that. So thank you for pointing that out. And anybody else who has any thoughts on that, let us know in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. I butchered that every time I've tried to say it today. I'm a little flustered. We have our Royal Goal shoot that we are doing today. We're doing our IRL episode. And then after that, we are filming or we're going live for our patrons. And so I got a lot of stuff going on. Also, my car is a flat tire, so I have to go fix that in order to get to the shoot. So fingers crossed on that. I actually need to replace all 4 of my tires, I was just told. So I was thinking maybe that would be like $100. And now I hear it's more than that per tire. I don't remember the last time I replaced all 4 of my tires on any car, but I can't do it yet. So I just need that to chill for a second. Christian Hardesty in the super chat says, popping in and out because of work, but want to listen for my birthday today. Christian, happy birthday, friend. You've become a diehard rock star, a massive supporter of not just here, but also the World Girls. Thank you for making Steph sing last night. So appreciated. And happy birthday to you. Thanks for being here. Life's a series of choices, and you decided to spend your birthday with us. Much love to you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's like so many. Talk about a roller coaster show. This whole show is always a roller coaster, but it's just like every day somebody's gone, and every day somebody's born, and every day something's celebrated, and every day something's lost, and we're just here for all of it. We're here for all of it. It's a wild thing. Anyway, let me know which one of those days it is for you guys. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer right here in the super chat. So while LK transitioned us to talking about Eternals, let's kind of break down what we saw in this trailer. So for you guys at home, I don't know jack shit about the Eternals. All I know about Eternals is from what I have watched from these explainer videos, which I've been watching for a while, but you guys know my 2 favorites seem to be Heavy Spoilers and Real Rejects. I go back to them all the time. They do the best job breaking down trailers. And so every time I see a new trailer or I want to know more about a character, I always check in with them. So based on this trailer, what I felt when I watched it was, oh, this trailer looks dope. I have no idea what's going on, but this seems like completely un-Marvel-y, whatever that means, because Marvel was in so different recently, especially on TV. But I was just like, wow, what the fuck is this like ethereal, goddess-like, bizarre, different thing? And also, then with that comedy at the end, it was like, but there's this familial element to it that's kind of dope, where they still are poking fun at each other and they still reference the Avengers and they're still in this Marvel world. But it just seems like a completely different scope. And I think that's because you can tell in this, we're going back in the day. We're going back to ancient times when they were first here. So that's a different time period. And it's always really cool to see that that's what's going on for this next phase. So based on the descriptions that I got from both Heavy Spoilers and the Real Rejects, here is what I gather. That the celestial beings made these deviants who the deviants went rogue, and in order to combat the deviants from fighting the humans, the Celestials created the Eternals in order to defend the humans against the Deviants after they had gone rogue. Thanos was a Eternal who went rogue and became deviant, I guess is what I'm understanding. So that's kind of cool. The people, it seems like, believe that the Eternals are from another planet, but really they are engineered from the early human race, and they go back to the beginning of time. So that's something that it seems like we're seeing in this trailer. I think that the movie starts way back when, and then we probably do a lot of time jumping, especially because now that we're coming back, it seems like we're coming back because of something. We know we didn't come back so what is it that's happening that's made us come back? Is it because of the repercussions that have taken place since that? I know a lot of people are like, where the fuck were the Eternals during what the hell were they doing? Me just continuing to snap because I refuse to call it the blip or whatever. But whatever, they didn't come back for that. But they seem to be these watchers more than they are doing anything anymore, even though it sounds like they were created in order to do something. Seems like they were overseeing the situation. I really like the joke about who's going to be the next Captain Rogers. I also like that they don't call him Captain America because we have a new Captain America, so they're clearly in the know about all this. There's a love triangle situation going on between Icarus, Cersei, and Dane Whitman. Cersei, I think it's really going to be wild because to us, if you're in pop culture right now, there's one Cersei, and she's a Lannister. So I know that the Eternals have been around for a really long time, and if you're a comic book reader, probably you're more familiar. But every time I hear Cersei, I'm like, Cersei? Fucking Cersei? I think that's Gemma Chan's character's name. So that will be interesting. This was coming from the Real Rejects, from what I understand, based on what they were saying, that Dane Whitman is just an archaeologist what the fuck? What is his name? Help. Guys, somebody send help. What the fuck is that guy's name? He's not Richard Madden, he's the other one. Kit Harington. That's the archaeologist guy. I was like, it is just not coming to me right now. He knows nothing, Jon Snow. Kit Harington is an archaeologist, and Kit Harington is like doing something that unleashes all of this. And then Gemma Chan, Cersei, falls in love with him, but she's already with the other homeboy. So with Icarus, love a good love triangle. Love Pink Sweets. That was a jump scare. My bad. I love a good love triangle. I think that Richard Madden, Kit Harington, Gemma Chan love triangle is just what 2021 needs. Because number one, hot. I mean, that's hot. Number two, it is like Vampire Diaries all over again. Because they're kind of eternal and this is kind of eternal. So yes. Kumail Nanjiani was cool in this trailer too. I like to see him in the end of the trailer as well. Excited about Brian Tyree Henry in this cast. Angelina Jolie kind of takes a back seat sometimes, but I know I just mentioned Game of Thrones. This is some fucking Khaleesi shit going down. It's going down, and Selma Hayek for the win always too. This cast is stacked. And I know that a lot of you guys are excited about Chloe directing this. I am as well. We know that she knows how to make things look good. So this looked good. I really like the trailer. Did it make me understand what the story was completely? No. Do I need to? No. It just kind of looked cool. And we got to see a bunch of the characters in it and get a little bit of a vibe situation going on. So this is a yes from me, dog. Yes, and more yes. Going to the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Pink Sweet says, I almost choked on an oatmeal cookie just now. Is it God trying to tell me stop eating cookies? Nope. Do you on purpose do your makeup like Jolie in Eternals trailer? You look sick. Oh, is that true? Wait, do I look like Angelina Jolie in the Eternals trailer? I think I need to do a little rubbing in of things. And I have no lip on right now, and I'm very shiny. Got to do a powder. Is this what her eye makeup looks like? I got way too close to the camera just now. Pink Sweets with that big ass compliment. Thank you. Always keep eating cookies. Never stop. The choking is just an obstacle in life that we've got to work through. Jake Yakoveta in the streamlabs.com/RoxyStar says, congrats to our boy Joey Moda, who just said, so me and my wife found out on Saturday baby number 2 will be a boy. Congratulations. That's huge. Oh, little baby number 2 is going to be a boy. Just don't do that big ass gender reveal party. Those be getting out of control. Hitman Hudson, the streamlabs.com/RoxyStar says, Julio Jones to the Patriots. Also, the Eternals trailer was super unrealistic. Wait, Hitman Hudson. What? You're telling me there's a race of benevolent, immortal beings and Steph Surprise, not one of them? Oh, I don't believe it. Hitman Hudson, I was like, are you being serious right now that this comic book movie about these beings created by the celestial beings is not realistic? I love when people say shit like that. And yeah, Steph not being one of them. I mean, that would be a great addition to the cast. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? The Eternals, not very realistic. Hitman with the swerve, says John Get Bent. Thank God. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? Yeah, it's not realistic. Where's Steph at? You stopped me dead in the Streamlabs. Like, I couldn't even get through it because I was like, it's not a realistic trailer. Damn, good job, Hitman. Dragon17, the streamlabs.com/RoxyStar. It's amazing to see how much better Janine is after joining in the stars. I also hope you're able to get a team shot. Odd couple. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Janine's fucking sick. And she's got a faction that really, really has her back and cares, and she's studying her ass off. So I think it's just all the things are working out. And then in terms of a team shot, me too. This is a tough year for the stars so far. We've had a lot of really, really shitty luck. And I don't usually like to use the word luck, but that's what it feels like. And so we'll see what happens. But it's just been really, really effing tough. Cena says, dude, player of the freaking week. She played lights out. I know. That's 100% true. So proud of how Janine played, said Jake. Yeah, she's a beast. She's a total beast. Oh, it's not a coincidence I'm playing my best with the stars. Just awesome. Such a all-around great faction mate too, though, because what you guys don't see, and we don't really talk about that much. I mean, Janine does on her show, and some of my faction mates do, but they just are spending so much time not just studying themselves, but helping their faction mates study. And that's been really cool to see, because we've had some crazy matches coming that were all coming 1, 2, 3, 4. And even when Janine was prepping for herself, she was helping create mock matches and other questions for everybody else who had matches coming up. So it was pretty amazing to watch. Bruce says Janine was robbed. Pink Sweet says Janine is sick and gorgeous and can sing. Love her. All of those things are dead ass true. Very true. Joseph says Janine did great. I really enjoy watching her play. Everyone does. I mean, I think that she is the most popular person in the entire league right now. And if she's not, then she should be. Travis says Janine killed it. Great match. Yeah. So true. It was a dope match. Yeah. I know. Oh, are we talking about the match yet? I don't even know if we're allowed to talk. I don't know what. You guys know I never know what I can say or who's seen it or who has not. So yeah, it was an unbelievable day. I was not okay all day. Felt like, talk about a roller coaster of emotions. That was wild. Matt says Janine is queen. This is known. That's true. It is fucking known. To paraphrase Ken Knapsack, the system robbed Janine. No way! Guys, sometimes miracles happen. Koi showing up to the show, definitely one of them. Janine is a force of nature. Big ol' fan. Yeah, me too. Me too. Some might say I'm a really big fan of Janine's. Some might say she's really fucking good. Cena says, Janine, Bryce, this is your year, babe. You have grown so much since the start in the MTS. Underdog, my ass. You are a top dog. Top dog. Don't forget it, Cena. What a great effing comment. I love that we've turned it. I've told you guys, roller coaster show. This has turned into the Why We Love Janine session. And I'm so here for that. Like, we could do an entire hour on this. We could do many more hours than that. She's really, really fucking good. And when one of you guys tells me that Christian says I can talk about her match, then I will. I just don't know what I'm allowed to say. So instead, I've got this awkward smile on where I just say things like, she's really good. No, she's sick. Totally, she's awesome. Yeah, that's how I feel. Oh, let's see. Track stars. Janine is a BAMF. Badass motherfucker. You are amazing. Janine Appreciation Hour with Roxy. Totally. We should rename the show instead of Live at the Roxy. Janine Appreciation Hour. Yup. I'm not mad about it. Yeah, let's just talk about her now, Ella. But Bruce, am I actually allowed to? I don't know. I wish an email went out to me that was like, you can speak on this at this point. Because are people even talking about it in the Facebook? Like, everybody is still all spoilery free, right? I don't know. Lauren, we love Janine here. We love Janine everywhere. Every time Janine is randomly brought up on SCN, there's a solid 5 minute talking about how hot and nice she is. LOL, Pink Sweets. And that's not only just led by me, it's by everybody. I know. Jake says her match isn't public, but you can talk about it as long as you give spoiler warnings. Is that true? Pay-per-views have no spoiler limit. Coy, give me Schmodown press embargoes. I don't understand though, because like I saw Cruella. This is just side tangent. I saw Cruella, and there is a press embargo that is not up until the 26th. And so I just keep following that. And then everybody's tweeting about it. And I haven't said jack shit because we're not allowed to talk about it. So like people don't even listen to embargoes anymore, Coy. Just we're living in the wild 2021s. There's no such thing as embargoes, but there are. Ryan Payne says, Roxy, Christian has removed the spoiler rule for pay-per-views on the Facebook group. May or may not have seen Fast 9, and it's moved embargoes 3 times. I know. I'm not seeing it until I signed up to see it at a later one because the embargo was later, and then they moved the embargo to earlier, and then they were like, if you want to go to an earlier one now, but then my schedule is already booked up. So now the embargo is earlier than I'm even seeing it, but it was too many moving parts, and I was just like, well, fuck it. We're living in a lawless time. A lawless time. That's just the case. Isn't the social media embargo different than the full review embargo? Yes, but this just said embargo. So sometimes they'll say review, social embargo, review embargo. This one just said embargo. So I took that as embargo. I just don't want to get in trouble. I'll never forget one time, JTE, when we were at Screen Junkies. What was it? They saw Wonder Woman and they just came back and tweeted like a rampage about it. And they were like, this is embargoed. What the fuck? And he put out a YouTube video and he's like, my bad. Oh no. I'm joking on my own spit. You hate to see it happen, guys. You hate to see it. I got so excited about the embargo. I choked on my own saliva. Breathe, Rox. It's hard out here for Rox. Ben Rayner says, we live in a society where spoilers are so confusing. Love the Eternals trailer. Sick. It was sick. I agree. It was a really sick trailer. Even though it took me a lot of trailer reviews to understand what was happening, it was really good. My tea is ice cold at this point, but it's not iced tea. It's just hot tea that's cold. JT is conspiring against Roxy, confirmed. No, that wasn't against me. He just really, I remember he botched something. It was a long time ago, though. And everybody was like, you can't do that. And he was like, oh, I didn't know. It was like one of the first things he went to release. It is confusing if you don't know. You see a movie and you want to talk about it. That's just how it goes. Like, we played the match and I want to talk about it. And you guys are saying that I can. Okay, so send in the chat right now. Send hearts if you are okay with me talking about it and you're okay with spoilers on the match. Send bunnies if you don't want me to talk about it because you haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Hearts if you're cool with me talking about it. Bunnies if you're not. We'll see how that goes so that we can talk a little bit about it. Although we talked about it in that post game because I had a lot of feels going on. Roxy, did you hear that they're going to explore Diggle's Green Lantern story in all the CW shows? No. I did hear, isn't he supposed to, aren't there rumors that he's still going to be in the Green Lantern series? I don't know. And oh boy, I so badly miss Johnny LaQuasto every week, calling them the Green Lantern Corps. How do I get back to that place in my life? It's the little things. Okay, that's a lot of hearts coming through. A lot of people are cool with it. Okay, Brittany's sending bunnies. So here's what I'll do. I'll wave my hands in the air when I am done talking about it. So anybody who wants to stay watching then can stay watching, and anybody who doesn't want to stay watching, skip ahead to the next time I wave my hands. If you're listening on audio, fast forward just by like a minute and a half. Fast forward. Is that a phrase that people even use anymore? In regards to the Janine match, here are the things that I will say. Gosh, that was the number one toughest match I have ever managed in all of Schmodown, because it felt like it mattered more than any other match has ever mattered. And it wasn't a championship match, and it wasn't because of anything other than Janine and I are so invested in each other. Like, I'm so invested in her as a player, and she is so invested in our faction. And she just continues to step up all of the time and step up her game and anything the faction needs, and any match that needs to be mocked up for any person and any specific wheel slice or category that anybody needs, Janine is there. And so she is really like the center of the team, and she is the glue. And so this is a match that we knew was going to be really hard, especially as Marisol has been playing a fucking dirty game. Not dirty as in not fair, dirty as in she's good. She's a beast. And Shannon, as much as I can't stand her as a manager, there's a reason why she won last year. The way that I talk about Tom and I say he's the worst manager of all time, I really believe that. I think Tom Dagnino is the worst manager that the Schmodown has ever seen. But Shannon's an incredible manager. I just can't stand her. I don't like the way that she manages. I don't vibe with her as a manager, but she's a really, really great manager, and she gets incredible performances out of her players. And so anytime I'm going up against Shannon, I have to take it very seriously. And anytime anybody's going up against Marisol, they need to take it very seriously. But I just knew going into this that Janine had it, because she's been playing lights out in all of our mocks, and she's just more dedicated than ever before, has more knowledge than ever before. And also, I felt like the universe knew that it was her time. I felt like the universe knew that it was her time. And as much as Marisol is really good, I don't think it's Marisol's time. I think that this is Janine's time. And I really think that the universe wanted Janine to win this match. And then some fucking 5-pointers just don't line up. And I think that the questions this is nothing against the questions. This happens all of the time. But Janine's 5-point question was one of the toughest questions I've ever heard in the Schmodown. because they were asking us about a movie that was just one of the movies that Janine hadn't seen, but is a famous movie, obviously, but is not like a movie that's in conversation all the time or popular zeitgeist. Like, it's not something that I think a lot of people go back and rewatch. It's obviously from 30 years ago. So this is a movie that if you're going to ask about it, that's, fair. But then we're asking about the third build person, which sometimes the third build person is somebody who's a huge star. And I get that Scott Glenn is a really big star, but I didn't know his name. I'll be honest. I did not know his name. I like him. I've seen him in a bunch of things. I particularly liked him in The Leftovers. And I know he was bigger in the 90s than he is today, but I didn't know his name. I couldn't even picture who they were talking about. So it was a really, really, yeah, a lot of people remembered him from Daredevil. It was a really, really hard question. And the second they ask it, because at this point, I know a lot of what Janine knows or what she doesn't know. There's very little that she doesn't know. But the second they asked it, I was like, wow, what a bummer. Because I think that Marisol's question was tough, but gettable in a way that I think that the top players, Janine included, would get it. Janine's question was, I think there might be like maybe 2-3 people in the league that get that. And not because they're better players, but because they maybe specifically just were studying Sean Connery. I don't know, because they were looking into 90s movies or something. Like that was a really, really, really hard question. And that happens. And so my heart broke for her because it was Janine's first perfect round 1. She had a perfect round 2. And then she hit her 2 and her 3. And as a manager, you cannot ask for anything more than that. You can't. So for her to not know that 5-pointer, there's no amount of studying that we're going to do, that we can do, that would have made her know that. Because that is such a deep cut that she would have randomly had to have just seen the movie and looked at the IMDb and been like, oh yeah, that's who that is. Because there's just no amount of studying that we can do that would make you get that, as opposed to Marisol's question. So, and that just happens that she had a 5-pointer in horror. We had a 5-pointer in thriller. It just, sometimes one is more reachable than the next. And I really think that this was Janine's time. And I am excited for Marisol because, just being honest, anytime there's somebody who comes in the league and shakes it up that people are underestimating, I always am like, that's awesome. But Janine's been underestimated for 4 years, and enough is a fucking enough. So I think that after this year, no matter what, Janine's never going to be looked at as the same again, because people see, like, you can't play a match like that and not be one of the best players in the whole league. You don't go perfect round 1 and perfect round 2 and hit your 2 and your 3 and not be considered one of the best players in the league. But it just keeps, I feel for Janine, and one of the reasons I feel like both of us were crying is that sometimes in life, you feel like no matter what you do, you just can't win. And I feel like Janine and I are in that spot right now where it's like, not just with the Schmodown, but like other things in life, it's just like, no matter what I'm fucking putting in, I just can't win. And we've earned it, deserve it, work for it, prep for it more than anybody else, and still. So I know the time is coming, but that match was like, it was gutting. It was really, really gutting. And all the way through, I felt it in my bones that she had it. I just felt it. And when she had that perfect round 1, I was like, wow, today is the day. And we just knew. I have chills because I just was there. I was crying 3 minutes into the match, 3 minutes in. But you can never ask of your player that they know that 5-pointer. Because there's no world in which we could have spent 5,000 more hours studying this season. And that still is a question that we would not have known. And that Marisol didn't know either. And if they had been reversed, Janine would be moving forward and Marisol would not. And that's the way the Schmoedown goes. So just challenging. But much love to Janine for everything that she did. And we'll continue to fight like hell all season, no matter what matches come our way. Okay, done with that. Love Janine, the fucking best. Spoilers are done. I see Avery saying, I'll check in later this week. Love you guys. Love you, Roxy. Hopefully that was a little distraction to you, Avery. We adore you. And thank you for being here with us today. You fucking rock. All of you guys do. Let's go back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider, and then I have to get out of here because I got to get ready for my next shit. I'm going into the Streamlabs. Let's see. Dragon17 says, it's amazing to see. Oh, no, I already read that. Sorry. Lloyd Nance says, rest in peace, Chris Burke. Absolutely, Lloyd. Thank you for saying that. Glenn Caesar says, yeah, today's Monday, and you read about proprioception fibers. Sorry about the brain fog. Cheers to fuck yeah news. Love and laughter us all in each of our days, our weeks, our months, and even our years, as tough as it may be. And I know it can be. I hope that you and each of us can find what brings us joy and then do it when and where we can, and simply lose ourselves in that joy. Totally. Again, even when the rock stars and world friends are by ourselves, we're not alone. The rock stars and world friends are the best. The rock stars and world friends are number one. Roxy, Jake, and Ryan P are right. You can talk about the match, but give a spoiler warning. Christian made that announcement at the start of the season. Okay, well, I did. So here I am. Oh, this isn't fun for you guys, but this is my Postmates. Hello? Would you mind just leaving it under the mailboxes at the front? Perfect. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Guys, you got to do what you got to do in life. And thank you to my Postmates. Oh, I'm not even going to have time to eat that before I hustle out. Ooh, doing the best I can. Trying to make it all work. All right. Moving forward, send in your Streamlabs. Anybody else who has anything to say, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider before we get out of here. I did want to briefly touch upon something that I had seen this morning. You guys, I actually don't know if you guys know this on this show. I'm a massive, massive Lindsay Lohan fan. The only reason you might know that is because there's a show that I talk about as the most criminally underrated show of all time. And that show is called Lindsay. That show was on the Oprah Winfrey Network. It was on OWN. And nobody watched it, and it is unfindable. It is like almost impossible to be able to see now. The premise of the show was it was a reality show about Lindsay Lohan, and it was supposed to just be following her around. And Lindsay, one episode in, decided she did not want to do the show anymore. However, she is so under contract that she can't not. And so we see all of the people, all the camera people, the crew knocking on her door, and hear her through the door for like 10 episodes being like, I'm not coming out today. And finally she sits down with Oprah, and Oprah's like, what's up? And she's just like, I don't want to. Oprah's like, why did you sign the contract? It was one of the most wild insider looks at Hollywood that I've ever seen. And nobody watched it. And then it went away. It was really, truly crazy. And people didn't see it. It came out in 2014, and it was, let's see how they even describe this on the internet. Lindsay Lohan began her, no, that's not a description of the show. Overview of the show. Let's see. I want to see how they describe this. Lindsay Lohan began her acting career at a young age. As she got older and became more famous, she started to be known for more legal troubles and other issues than her work. Lindsay follows the actress while she tries to turn around her life and public image as she embarks on a journey through recovery. The docuseries follows her return to New York to reunite with her friends and family in an effort to stay on the right track and build a new life. Lohan opens up to the cameras more than she has in the past, discussing topics ranging from recovery process to run-ins with the paparazzi. So it is kind of that, but it's also a show about watching that she does not want to be on camera. It is really, truly wild. That's not what this actually is about, though. That's the only reason that you might know that I love Lindsay Lohan. I think that what society did to Lindsay Lohan is insane. I feel fucking awful for the way that we treat young women coming up, as we've seen with Free Britney. And Lindsay went from being somebody who was a wildly talented child star to in deep, deep shit. And it's been a journey for her. But now she is finally gracing our screens again. She's starring in a new romantic comedy about a newly engaged and spoiled hotel heiress who finds herself in the care of a handsome blue-collar lodge owner and his precocious daughter after getting total amnesia in a skiing accident. This seems like right up my alley. I'm so excited to be seeing her again. Thank you, Netflix, for doing this. If you are like me, you are obsessed with Parent Trap. You are obsessed with Mean Girls. You are obsessed with Life Size. You love everything that this girl has ever done, and you cannot wait to see this back on your screen or her back on your screen. Yes, I'm all about this, and I'm looking forward to her coming back, and I just want us to embrace her open arms, and I hope that she is fucking okay, because oh boy, has she not been okay for a really long time. This seems like a cool way for her to enter back in. I wonder if this will be the start of the next chapter of her career and what that would look like. And hopefully she's in a good enough place that that's why she's coming back, and she feels comfortable enough and confident enough and recovered enough to be in the public eye again and to do movies and whatever it is moving forward. Also Freaky Friday forever. So yeah, I hope this goes really well. And I just wanted to talk about it, especially as we talk about all of these other people all of the time. Amanda Bynes and Hilary Duff, who's done an incredible job of staying sane and wonderful. But, you know, Hilary Duff dyed her hair blue and everybody's like, is she freaking out? And it's like, no, she's dyeing her hair blue. Can you guys fucking chill? Lindsay Lohan and Britney Spears and all of the people that when I was coming up or when I was growing up, these were the icons, and we just really fucked them up as a society. So let Lindsay live, and hopefully this is a good next move for her. I'm excited to see it, and I love rom-coms, and it's a holiday rom-com, and it's on Netflix, so it's accessible. So yes. All right, getting the fuck out of here. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Would love to hear from you guys. Please let me know. Otherwise, I will be back tonight for all the patrons of the World Friends, and then I will be back live at the Roxy tomorrow. I'll also do SEN tomorrow morning. A new guy in the Streamlabs said, do you have any thoughts and or can you say anything about the Aunt Draco announcement? I actually don't know what I'm allowed to say. So this is what I'll say. Yes, I have thoughts. No shit. I have thoughts. I've got a lot of thoughts. Can I say anything? I don't know. I will ask Christian. And if I can, I'll ask Christian. And if I can, I'll say something tomorrow. Because yes, of course I have thoughts. My number one thought though, is that I love Aunt Draco. So just any other thing that you're hearing or whatever, I love Aunt Draco. We all do. So that I have a lot of thoughts, but that is the one that I feel comfortable expressing right now. Yeah, he's really, as you guys know, I've been with The Odd Couple forever. And Jeff and Mark are both very, very close people in my life, and I love them both a lot. So that. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Time to biz-ounce. Why did I say it like that? I don't know. Put down the toilet seat and live. We don't want those flumes. Don't remember the Holocaust. Brett, Miles, Jonathan, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. All three of them for killing Breonna Taylor. justice for all the people who've lost their lives due to excessive force. Blow on your internet. That's the best way to check it. Make your bed if you have not already. May Chris Burke rest in peace. Please send love to Avery. We love her a lot. And thank you guys for all showing up for her today. We're going to miss you, Chris. You were really one of the good ones. An incredible father, a great guy, an awesome supporter of the show. And you will not be forgotten. That we can promise. Thank you, Janine, for joining us for this show. Thanks for the love, rock stars, and thanks, Roxy, for being such an amazing person. I love you, Janine. You're awesome. And honestly, a privilege to manage. You are, every manager wishes they could have, that every single player would be like Janine. Every single manager. It's like when you get a Janine, you just, thank you. All right. Much love to all of you guys. And I will see you tonight if you're a patron of the Royal Girls, tomorrow if you're on SEN, or right here live at the Roxy. Much love. Stay safe. Stay sane.